saying it the right way for you to understand. Like I don't care what effect it actually has on it long term versus short term. It's negatively affecting degeneracy. Which like I said,
I don't think that. Like I said, I don't necessarily see porn. I don't necessarily see porn as being degenerate.
it's a degenerate act.
I making porn.
Stop
I really don't. I really think that doing it en masse and promoting it as like
it.
the easiest. Huh? I don't want to do it. Morally,
why don't you?
Because I don't want to. Because it's not something that I think that I would have. It's not something that I would think that I would have fun doing.
But why don't you?
Because I don't want to do it. Like literally the same reason why. The same reason.
What are some reasons other than the fact that you don't want to? Why are some reasons why people, upstanding citizens, would not want to do like that's what I'm saying. Like this is what we actually have to talk about in this regard because it is degeneracy, and that's what these.
Okay, so do you partake? So do you partake in it at all?
They invade from.
Do you partake in it at all?
I actually don't.
Okay, so you don't. So then that's a personal choice that you make, right? So do you? So you believe? So what about the act? Is so recording the act and selling it is degenerate to you? Because the act can't be degenerate.
The production of it, the act of doing it.
Okay, so the act. So wait. When you say the act of doing it, you have to make sure you're speaking concise. Because I know you don't think.
You know what I mean? Like there's no. Like,
but it's usually no. I'm not trying to change anything. I'm making sure that you state this correctly for the podcast.
I mean, no one should miscommunicate what I'm saying. Like the act of having sex on camera is degeneracy.
Okay, so the
act and putting it on web for just people to see, buy, look at, like that is degeneracy. That promotes degeneracy because what is happening? What is a byproduct of that happening? People are focusing on that. They're not being as productive as they could be, especially specifically men, who are the major consumers of corn. They're not being as productive as they could be because they're over there fucking jerking off. That's what I'm saying. Like it promotes degeneracy.
Okay, so
it's the immoral act that you're filming and you're promoting
the immoral wait. It's an immoral act that you're filming?
That you're filming it and putting it on the web to see.
Where to see. Like first off,
that's something that should be done or conducted. Obviously, we all know this within the confines of your home and you can do whatever. You could be the biggest freak. You could be. I ain't gonna say P Diddy. I'm not gonna say you could be. That was almost crazy. You can do whatever you want within the confines of your house as long as you're not hurting anybody or you're not, messing up anybody's mentality or future. Like you can have your own freaky sexual acts within the confines of your house.
Okay.
That's fine. But the problem is when you're recording it, putting it on web to see, trying to make money off of it, off sexuality, that there's so many problems with that.
I mean, I guess personally I don't see it because I think that if you're gonna fall, no, because if you fall behind the wayside and you let that consume your life, then you're just not like. I don't consider you to be like. I think that taking accountability and discipline away from people.
You can have that stance, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from the fact that it is still immoral. It is still degenerate.
I mean, where are you getting your morality from? Like what you have to have a base. So you're gonna use something for your morality. These people aren't hurting anybody. It's not like they're doing it in public.
Basing off just in general.
Okay.
What's immoral? Harming people.
Okay, you're harming.
Affecting people. You're doing things that just
okay. So all right.
Promote.
So I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying that it's great, right?
Positive environment.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
that's
that.
What degeneracy is.
No, but I'm not saying it's great. Number one, I'm not gonna argue and say that porn is the best thing on the planet. Like I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it's great for anybody. What I'm saying is to say that it's like I don't agree with the girls who do it. Would never marry a girl who did it. Whatever you want to do, whatever. But that's
why.
The same reason I wouldn't marry somebody who has face tattoos.
Why?
Because it's not
degeneracy.
Just because it's not what I'm into. It's literally.
It's now popular now because.
Wait, face tattoo. What about a face tattoo is immoral? Like, what if your face tattoo is something that's good for you? Like, what if you have your eyebrows tattooed? Like, I won't even marry you if you have your eyebrows tattooed.
Step from eyebrows to having somebody else's face tatted on your face.
Like, if you have somebody else's face tatted on you at all, I'm never married. Yeah. Or gang sign or
maybe eyebrows. Okay, I'll give you eyebrows, but like it
But for me, it's just the fact that you went through the process of having ink added to your face. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter.
Of degeneracy.
Like even if you have your hairline tatted, like I'm not doing that either. Like I'm just not for any of it.
Why?
Because it's a personal preference. The same reason I don't date certain women.
And personal preferences though
are based on your personal, like what you personally find attractive. Because like you said, you won't. Okay, so then, so you won't. Oh, excuse me. So okay, so there are certain women who you have just not been attracted to, who could be attractive as fuck to your friends, right? Just because you're not attracted to that woman, is that based on your morality or is that just based on preference? To say that just because it's not your preference means it's based on morality?
It depends on what makes me unattracted to her.
Okay, but let's just.
If it's a morality issue, I could be a.
Yeah, so it could be.
I could find a woman not attractive because of
a morality
or things that she does, or because these are two separate things. Or I could find her unattractive because of simply how she looks, or what I'm into. That's what I'm
getting at. You just keep saying that these are morality things. They're not morality things. They're just not what I'm into. Because some guys would see those tattoos. Maybe it's a spiritual tattoo, and some guys find that very attractive because she's willing to display her spirituality on herself. Like some guys even do neck tattoos.
You can say that physically is unattractive to you, but it also is.
Okay, so if a girl
byproduct of degeneracy.
Okay, I can't.
Which deals with morality.
I really can't say that because there are some cultures where like they get certain things.
It's not. You're trying to go to extreme.
No, I'm not going. I'm not going.
Like indigenous cultures where they.
No, I'm not talking about indigenous cultures, but there are some that get like neck. Like I'm not a fan of neck tattoos either. Not a fan of neck tattoos. I'm definitely not a fan of
tattoos. And if we're on the subject of tattoos in general are seen as degenerate acts. Not just me. Generally, especially older people, they've always seen that as a degenerate act to have just ink on your skin. Okay. You know that. You're aware of that.
I mean,
you can agree with that.
There was a time where having those
become more popular, so people don't see it as much as a degenerate act.
I would say there was a time where getting tattoos of a certain nature were actually considered morally correct.
No.
There were.
No, because there was a time when the only people that actually had tattoos were delinquents, people who have been in prison,
okay,
and gang members.
Okay,
those were the only two. So when people saw
when people
saw you with tattoos, that's what they attributed that to.
But before that, the clergies, specifically the Roman Catholic Church, used to get people tattooed all the time. Most of the people who served in the Crusades got tattoos in the earlier forms.
The extreme of having a clergy, that's not even like what people in general do. That's a very specific person, and not everybody was a clergy. There was like
but what I'm saying is like tattoos have existed way before modern society and way before they were considered delinquent. Sometimes they were a part of just natural societies. The Roman Catholic Church adopted tattoos from literally pagan societies. Because when they went over to the Vikings and all those remains, huh? I mean, the Vatican's still standing. So I mean,
drop the fuck off.
Okay, but what I'm saying, I mean, they got dropped off for a lot of other reasons. Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Like everything goes in shit. Me and you think that it's degeneracy. That's fine. Like I don't even think it's degenerate.
Society doesn't. I'm just going based off that.
Most people.
You know, I base a lot of my preferences off what.
Bro, I would agree with you, but I used to think.
But
certain people think that your hairstyle is degenerate. Certain people think that having dreads is degenerate. What I'm saying is,
which I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh no, it's not. Like
no, but what
I understand that.
Yeah, but saying you understand
in
why.
In business capacity, people see that as okay, it's dirty, it's a degenerate, or it has connotations of being a degenerate. Like I understand that. I'm aware of that.
But would you say they're degenerate?
Agree with that? No, because there's a lot of people out there that
perfectly fine. But that's what I'm getting at. So to say that it's degeneracy to you, right? To say that it's
completely different.
No, it's not. Because the only reason why you're saying it's different is because it's you. People in the business world would look at you with the dreads and be like, if you're gonna come work here or you're gonna be taken seriously, you gotta cut that shit off. My boss experienced it when he when he was trying to get a job managing properties around here. Once you're up at that higher echelon of like working with brand new builds, yeah, they want you to be clean cut because it's seen as degenerate. So they're gonna be like, no, you can't represent us. You gotta cut that shit off.
But also that's because the social norms are changing too, obviously.
Okay, so then if we're basing it off social norms, then social norms have changed for porn stars as well, which is why it became the way it is.
No,
I'm just saying, like,
porn will always be like the idea of doing that will always be a degenerate act.
I
Like,
don't.
You can say like maybe down the line it'll be less, okay, but it's still that, and you can't try and conflate that to the hairstyle thing.
But what I'm saying is to some people, fucking, it's what I'm saying is all of it across the board is fucking is gonna be personal preference. Because there are some guys who will see you with the dreads and be like, that man didn't sell out. He can come represent our company. Because some people are so pro black they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? They're like, that's a young brother right there. He's gonna represent our company. That's what it looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they would also base it off a general standpoint, like okay, like maybe
you align here, here, and here, but you also have the haircut, so you gotta.
But it's also about like my presentation, because if I come in looking like maybe like this, they're like, what the fuck? But if I came in with a suit, I had my hair faded, my hair cut, my hair done.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying,
because I represent professionalism, they wouldn't have a problem with that nowadays. That's completely different than a girl getting her butthole blown out on camera.
Bro, listen, I'm not saying, okay, so I'm not conflating the two. What I'm saying is, basing more, like, if you're gonna have a moral argument, like, you have to say where your morals are based. So, which means you're gonna have to pick either you're choosing religion or society. But you can't use society in this case because 95% of society right now, like in America specifically, well, I wouldn't even say 95. No. I would say more around 75% of society does not give a fuck. Does not. That's not. It's a fuck.
Give about what?
About porn. About
that's
whether
not true.
I would. Bro, the sales alone show you. What? The sales and the amount of guys who will literally throw money at these stars to even talk to them shows you that that's true. Shows you that that's true. They do not care. They want these women's attention so much. They do not care what they do, what they've done in the past.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Men.
Who? What demographic of men? Because
that's not the man that you're aspiring to be, and that's not the man.
That is a smaller percentage of men in total that feel the way you're describing.
That I would say that's
a minority of men, because you went from 90 to then 70.
I would say 75. I would say 75 only because I would say there
majority of men. Yeah.
Majority of men are watching porn. Would you agree?
Majority, but that majority of men still agree that is a degenerate act, regardless of whether or not they partake in that. They would still agree.
That's why I said
minority of men.
That's why
I would say that it's.
That's why I switched it from 90 to 70. Because I would say most of the men that are watching it would probably not care if they got to hang out with it. If they got a chance to be with any one of these women, bro, that's why these women have conflated.
They want to hit that.
No. But what I'm saying is these men have conflated issues. We've been over this before. Men right now in America have 3 really bad issues: touch starved, attention starved, and lack of social skills. So if one of these porn stars did pick them up, that's why all these porn stars stay with a boyfriend who's always nerdy, always geeky. Even the nigga Neon, who's a semi-famous streamer, has multi-millions of dollars. Your boy Fresh and Fit just had to get on his ass and was like, if she loves you, yeah, but if she loves you, like she really says she does, she will delete her OnlyFans right now. And what did she tell him? She told that nigga no, and he stayed with her.
He's an idiot because.
But even though he's an idiot, what I'm saying is.
It's already done.
Yeah,
it's already done. Like even like
but
if
that's
it stops now, like it's not like it's still on there, buddy. Like it's gonna be on there forever.
Yeah, but they were like, delete the account. Like if you love him enough, just delete the account.
They're trying to prove a point, and that's
the point is whether or not she cares.
They should be telling him to get rid of her, like right now, or just choose not to associate, which they have. They don't really associate with him because of what he does.
Well, they don't associate with him a lot, like for a lot of reasons. That being one of them. That wasn't even one of the main ones. One of the main ones is what he did after that, with the whole trying his own body. Like that nigga was trying his own bodyguard. Like that nigga's just on some other shit. But what I'm saying is, even niggas that have money, have status, and do all this other shit are still ending up with these women who are OF models, do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
What I'm saying,
where's it getting?
I'm not saying that it's getting it, but that's not what I'm arguing. What I'm saying is. What we're arguing right now, I'm not arguing that it's going to be beneficial for them or anything. What I'm arguing is most of the men that are consuming porn do not care that these women do porn morally. Like they would definitely be in a relationship with
They
these
do,
women.
but you can agree with me right now. They do, but they're overlooking that because, like you said, they are touch stars.
I'm not saying,
They're
yeah,
sex
but
stars.
that's all I'm getting at. What I'm getting at right now is whether or not they would see it as demoralism or degenerate.
They do because they wouldn't wipe that.
They would.
No, they won't.
Bro, they would marry that bitch on a
Why are they
heartbeat.
not? Why is there a problem with all these porn stars that have?
Because they want.
Why is there a problem with all these porn stars that are in the industry that at the end of their career and now they can't find husbands or they find guys and those guys do not want to take them seriously?
Because they're not okay.
Because why?
That's a serious.
Because men do not want to settle down with.
No, bro. It's because they can't find somebody who's making more money than them. They have inboxes that are full of niggas that are making less money or have less status than them.
What are those?
All of those
women.
women.
What do they want?
All those women want. No, those guys would marry them in a heartbeat. All those women want guys like, okay, so Riley Reid, Lana Rhodes, who's the other one?
Marry them in divorce.
No, they wouldn't. They would stay with them because some of these niggas is really mental. Like what I told you, they're touch starved and everything else.
Right.
They
and
never
once they
even,
have that post nut clarity, they're gonna be like, yeah, I can't.
No, they're not.
Like,
They're some of
like
these.
look at all the others. Look at all the examples. All the guys the guy with
Yeah,
that was with Mia Khalifa, the successful guy that was with her.
Yeah, success. But you're saying
The
the
guy
same
that
thing.
was with Lana Rose, Mike, whatever his name was.
Yeah, but you're saying
No
successful.
longer
Yeah, but you're saying successful guys who have options. I'm saying most of the guys that are in their DMs are not successful, don't have options.
Whether they have options or not is not what I'm arguing.
But what I'm saying is the guys that left them,
Once they hit that, they're not marrying.
I promise you they would. Because the guys who married them were already successful and had options and still decided to settle down with these porn stars, right? Riley Reid's ex-husband was a professional skateboard, snowboard athlete. Made quite a good sum of money every year.
Where is
He left her because why? He had money and options. All these women aren't just yeah, but yeah, but I'm not. We're not. But
it's
that's
not because he had options.
But what I'm saying is, listen. If he didn't have options, if they got with any one of these random guys inside their inbox, any one of these random guys who don't have options, don't have the ability to leave, and they were living. First off, most of these guys are gonna, as life is gonna improve 90% because you no longer have to worry about money, right? The guys that these women are choosing also don't have to worry about money, so their life didn't improve any. Most men, if they got with Riley Reid, whose worth, I think net worth last time I checked was like $25 million. $25 million to the average guy. An average guy is going to go from his one-bedroom apartment to her mansion, and he gets the porn star that he's been fantasizing about since he was literally probably 13, 15 years old.
That's cool for a week, a month, maybe a year even.
Or
he's not settling down.
He just might.
Like, for real, just like for a second, just be realistic.
Okay.
And I don't understand why you're arguing because you know.
I wouldn't. I would.
Okay.
Okay, but I would. But
why wouldn't you?
But okay, but you're.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Because first off, I would never want to be in a relationship with any one of them.
Why?
But wait, no, like you're
taking it back to the.
But you're overlooking.
Of it, like,
no, you're overlooking the part where me and you are exceptions to the rule. Me and you are exceptions.
I'm a pretty average guy.
No, you're not.
I would never get with a porn star.
Yeah, you're more than a pretty average guy. Your body count alone says that you're more than pretty average. Like you have to go back down to the fact that you're not touch star.
Compared to all these other guys
You just went out with
making millions that are doing better than me.
There's not that many.
I'm okay, even if I'm a slightly above average guy.
Okay, but
I would still never morally get with one of those.
Most people aren't making millions. Literally, very, very few people are making millions. Okay, so then that's
10% in the United States.
Huh?
Top 10% in the United States.
Okay.
Maybe even less, 5%.
Yeah, I think it's 5% of the United States is racking home $1 million. So there's not that many guys because 5%. If you cut 300 million, no, I mean 300. Yeah, we're at 300 million. That's the population count for the United States.
Last time we looked it up. But what's 10% of 300 million? That's
okay. So 10% of 350 million, 5%. So you're 1.5. 5%. So 1.5 million people made. I think I'm overestimating that. I think it's actually 150,000. I think it's 150,000.
Yeah.
I think it's 150,000. So 150,000 guys in the United States, you would have to find that are making over $1 million a year, and aren't already married. Like, that number just keeps decreasing the further you go. That are also within the age range for these women to want to date and would like to date them
and find them attractive.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay,
none
now,
of those guys are gonna find. None of those guys. What I'm saying are going to marry them.
Okay, well, you can say that, but literally all of these porn stars have gotten married to guys who made that amount of money
and they got divorced.
And I'm not saying I didn't say okay, but I wasn't. Listen,
That's
I'm
what
not.
we're arguing. Remember
Wait. But what I'm saying is to say that none of those guys are going to marry them is even a falsehood. Because even these guys get tricked into marrying them because they let. I mean, yeah, that's perfectly fine. But they did get them to marry them.
Okay, but they're not. What I'm saying is
they're not going to live happily ever after.
What I'm saying is the problem of them not actually being together, or the actual root issue is their degeneracy. What they did. That is what I'm saying is that is a byproduct of their degeneracy.
Listen, I'm not saying
that's how you know.
I'm not saying it doesn't ring in these guys' minds, but what I'm saying is for most guys, for most of the guys that these women could have, it's not even going to come up in their minds because in their minds their life got better. It won't though. Some of these motherfuckers, it's not gonna come. It's gonna come up for you. It's gonna come up for me because me and you aren't gonna be able to think about anything other than that.
Maybe initially, like I said, a couple months after.
I would say,
they're in there. They're jamming her ass up in the mansion.
Okay, wait.
But how long is it gonna take? How long is it gonna take for guys to be in their DMs sending pictures of this girl sucking, doing this, getting trained, getting ganged? Like, how much?
Most of these niggas
can a guy? Because those guys never had to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? These guys have never even had to deal with a female, so they've never had to deal with this level of ridicule.
Yeah, but
so
on the opposite end, on the opposite end of that,
they're gonna be like, oh, this isn't worth it. I can't do this.
No, because on the opposite end of that, like you said,
money's not worth it.
They've never been with a female before.
Because also,
and literally, they've never been with a female before. They've never had to experience this. Most of these guys probably aren't gonna care. They're gonna get, for these people that are touch starved and stuff like that, getting the attention either way is going to be like, I'm getting more attention now than I ever had in life. They're gonna get a high off that.
But remember, we're arguing the fact whether or not it is immoral and it is a degenerate act. You were saying that there's a majority of guys that do not see it in that regard.
Well, that's what
because they would marry them. No, again, that is a maybe. I would go with you, agree with you. Maybe that's a minority of guys.
That's not a minority.
A minority of guys who do not see that as a degenerate act. But what I'm saying is, my point to that is, they may not initially see that as a degenerate act because they're so touch starved as you claim. But after a while, after they're with them and they get that post nut clarity, they're gonna be like,
some of these
okay, yeah,
this
is gonna affect the long term or longevity of our relationship anyway. Why? Because she was committing degenerate acts back when she was 20 years old.
Yeah.
And we cannot move forward with this relationship. I can't take her seriously because there's videos and gifs of her being blown out on camera.
And like I said, you're thinking about somebody. You're thinking of it. You're thinking
realistic in the general senses.
No, you're literally only thinking about it as somebody who wants more for their life. You're literally only thinking about it as somebody who wants more for their life, and that's fine. But that's
realistic.
That's a minute group of men who want better for their lives. Because just like it is, because if that's the case, there would be what I'm saying is, if that was the case, what you're saying, there would be an abundance of average guys, because you said there's a majority of those guys that do not see it as degenerate acts. There would be an abundance of guys that are wifing these women up, that are getting with these women, having kids, settling down. That's not a. But what I'm saying is these women are being picked by men that they don't want to pick them. Like, that's the problem. Like, they get to decide
because they're fucking delusional. They think they deserve the top guy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a whole different argument.
Okay, no, but I agree with you on that argument. But that feeds into this. They could literally pick any guy out of their DMs, because the guys who are thirsty in their DMs, they could pick any random guy, and I would probably say, 70% of any of the guys that they pick. If they pick 10 guys, 70% of them, if they picked one of the guys out of that 70,
out of those 10 guys,
they would marry, and those guys would not give.
And that relationship would not last.
They would not give a fuck.
I can't understand how you don't even have don't realistically see like that how that
Nigga,
relationship would not.
I can see it from my standpoint. I can see how it wouldn't last if
just
she
in any capacity. Maybe there's a 1% of guys that would be completely okay with that, settling down, having children with that. But that is a minority.
Bro, you have
You're trying to make it a majority of men that don't see that as degeneracy.
Most guys, you're gonna see it as degeneracy because you're gonna be like, I could probably get another woman. I'm saying that because I'm thinking about it in this term. Most of these guys are gonna go from not getting any box to getting box on a regular from a woman who married them, but wait, that improved their life status. They didn't have to do much. I know niggas right now that are living off of baby mothers that they don't even like.
Get that box,
bro. But what I'm saying is,
you already know, bro. You know the clarity, bro.
Bro, no.
When you see a chick and you see, oh, she's this, she that, she all 6s and 7s, she all this and that. Once you hit, you're like,
nigga, you're talking about guys who you're
talking. Relate it to you. I'm just trying to relate.
I get it on my standpoint. I'm saying I wouldn't do it. No, I get it. I'm saying I wouldn't do it. I'm thinking about from a guy. Okay, Matt, pretend like you. Okay, put yourself in this mindset.
I can, which is why I'm still saying.
What? No, you can't because you're still thinking like Matt.
I'm not.
Okay, think about.
I'm capable.
Would Tyler marry one of these women?
No, because what has he not done? Marry one.
Because they won't.
He would hit them. He would hit them. Yes.
The relationship. No, the relationship that he's in right now proves to us that if she was going to provide, she was going to do everything else, and she's better.
But he's not wiping her up. Why is he not wiping her up?
Nigga, listen. She's not choosing to marry Tyler.
No, that's.
She's really not.
That's a bad statement. One, it's the man who decides.
Oh my God, you're right. If the man has all the leverage and he chooses his wife, that's why successful men.
The only reason he's in that relationship, and you can use that right now as maybe a point, which it's not even, is because he's getting benefits out of being in that relationship.
That's what I'm getting at. So for these guys, for an average guy, like for the guys that
he's not gonna take her seriously.
Nigga, yes,
he's not gonna settle down with her.
Listen, for the amount of money, for that quality of chick, because for some of these guys, this is gonna be the baddest bitch they've ever been with in their life.
But they're not.
All
I'm saying is they're not doing it. And you can say your argument is like those women don't want those guys. That even supports my argument more. Okay, because those women, they do not want those guys because they've committed all this degeneracy and now they delusionally think that they deserve.
But that's a different argument than saying that they couldn't. These women could get married. They could get married to a guy.
They would.
No.
They would be.
No.
They're not.
No.
Point blank, simple.
No, listen.
It's that cut and dry.
No, it's really.
If they would be, if they could be.
No, because
they would be.
No, it's because they make no. It literally feeds into delusion. It literally feeds into delusion. When you make the delusion argument, you're absolutely right. These women are delusional. What I'm saying is, on the opposite end of that spectrum, if they weren't delusional, and one of these women, because that's the thing. A lot of porn stars do get married to guys who have no name. Nobody knows who the fuck they are. And you know what happens? They live out the rest of their lives. They have kids and they do whatever. It's only when these porn stars get a big.
No examples of that. I guarantee. Let's see. Right now, you have. But like right now, you have.
Like off the top of my head, because I'm not researching.
Exactly.
Because
it's not a thing. That's what I'm saying. That is my point.
No.
It is not.
To say that something's not a thing and to say that it's not politicized. Why the fuck would they publicize a random Joe getting married to somebody like Mia Khalifa?
Why wouldn't they?
What point in it? What's the point?
They live vicariously through these women. They get all this attention and promotion from reporting what's going on in these women's lives.
It's gonna be negative.
If that woman settled down, of course they would promote that. What happens every time one of these ex-porn stars gets in a relationship? They blow that shit all over the internet. What happens when they break up? They blow that shit all over the internet. And what do they trace it back to? Because she did this. Why can't she keep a man? Because she did this. Why is she never going to get married and be taken seriously? Because she got her ass blown out on camera and decided to make millions off of it. It's that simple.
Listen, okay.
It's really that simple.
So the opposite side of that is they're not going to make as much money because this guy's a no-name nobody. He's not going to care. She's not going to care. Most of the time, when they get spotted with their boyfriends, it literally goes through the tabloids. People are like, oh, Mia Khalifa with a new boyfriend. It goes to the tabloids, but it doesn't catch traction because nobody cares about that. Because like you said, nobody cares. Because it's not big news. You know what is big news? If Mia Khalifa pulled somebody like Elon Musk. You want to know why that's big news? Because a porn star just got with somebody who's worth $2 trillion. But what I'm saying is,
It hasn't.
do you
happened.
see
It
why one would generate revenue and the other one wouldn't?
I understand your point where you're saying a guy of lesser value who's touch starved would get with this woman.
They don't even have to be touch starved. I would just say a lot of these.
But he would get with her.
Yeah, and marry her.
And have sex with her.
And marry her.
And not marry her.
And marry her.
No, he would not.
Okay.
Because, again, to my point, if they could,
you would have.
Why is it not happening?
You would have to get
it's
one.
Not happening.
You would have to get one of these. You would have to
That's
get.
what I'm saying.
You would have to get one of these girls to actually get out of their. No, they would have to fall out of their delusion, realize that this is the type of guy that they're gonna have to settle with. Most normal women don't want to settle with a guy who works a 9 to 5. So why the fuck would somebody who's worth a couple $1 million want to?
Just enforcing my point of it's not going to happen. I don't understand how you don't get that.
Okay,
it's not happening.
But okay,
like, it's definitely not happening.
But what I'm saying,
so you can't make an argument.
When you say it's not happening, I agree. When you say that it can't happen, that's a totally different argument. To say something's not happening is to say that it's not actively practiced. Perfect. To say that they're not because they can't, that again, that's saying no. This is saying they won't. They could definitely do it. They could pull an average girl out of their DMs, marry him.
I literally made that statement that they could, but they're not. It's not happening.
Okay, but
it isn't happening. Just because there's a possibility doesn't mean.
But what I'm saying is, but back to what I was originally arguing, I'm saying it's probably 70%. They could probably.
How do you get 70%?
Because most men in America,
like I said, like if you like, what are you basing that off of?
Most men,
if 70% of niggas was down for that, you would see this abundance of women who are ex-porn stars that are getting wiped up. It's not happening.
But again, you have to find somebody who's in their bracket, and we just went over the guys that are going to be in their bracket are going to be how much of the population?
So it's not happening.
But that's
which enforces my point. It's not happening.
To say that the statistic doesn't exist because it's
I didn't say it doesn't. Maybe there's a small statistic, but we already know
okay.
That
So then why is the 70%? Wait, if that 70% automatically became part of their criteria, it would happen. But what I'm saying is that 70% of guys,
it's not.
The 70% of guys that are interested in them, the porn stars aren't interested in those 70% of guys. That's what I'm getting at. So the 70% that would do it.
That's not what we're arguing. But
what I said is that it would
that
be
also helps my point because it's
what your point wasn't.
They're not getting with it.
You were saying that it's not 70%. I'm saying that the 70% exists. You're saying it's not 70% because
but you can't base it. But you have nothing to base that 70% off of. Is what I'm saying because like you're enforcing my point because it's not happening.
Okay, so
you're saying 70%, which is egregious. I couldn't even give you 30%. Because you're saying, back to what we were talking about earlier, is you were saying 70% of those guys would not see that as a degenerate act or immoral. If that was the case,
even if
why is that 70% not getting with these women? You said because these women don't want those guys.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why. That's why it's not happening. It's
not happening.
But what I'm saying is.
So how are you basing? What are you basing 70%?
So then, okay. So then, how are you disregarding the 70%? Because if that statistic is
you're not basing it off anything.
What I'm saying is because most men in America do not, like you said, we agree, touch starved, have zero social skills.
You're saying a majority of men are touch starved
and have zero social skills.
60% of men in the United States are touch starved or not seen as.
Okay,
not even noticed in the United States. I'll give you that.
Okay.
But to say that they.
Wait.
But that's what I'm saying. For you to say specifically what you said was that's majority of men do not find these porn stars.
I would say that they wouldn't.
As degenerates.
Okay.
Or committing immoral acts.
Okay. What I'm saying is.
How are you basing that 60%?
Okay, so that's what I was getting.
What are you basing that 60% off?
What I'm getting to. Well, first off, we were discussing if they would stay married to them. You said they wouldn't because it's a degenerate act. I said that's 70. We'll even go down to 60. We'll take it down to 60 because you said 60%.
I'm just saying majority.
70% of men are touch starved. 70%. Like they did the statistic. 70% of men report that they've never even had real intimate contact, let alone conversation.
I'm just saying 60 because I'm saying a majority.
Okay.
To me, it's a smaller majority of guys.
Okay, but even the guys who see it as a let's say a moral degeneracy, whatever. Let's say that they do. Let's say of that 70%, we could say 60% of them say that it's or of the 60%, we'll say 50 of them see it as a moral or degenerate act. A moral degenerate act that they partake.
50% of the 60, so 30%.
Yeah, so we'll say 30% of that.
So
let's say so half of that sees it as a moral degenerate act. Again, nobody in the 60% is what these porn stars are looking for. So the porn stars aren't even going to pick them in the first place, but they could. But of this 60%, 50% of it see it as a moral degenerate act. That same 50% is going to coincide. So let's take 15% of that and say that 15% of that is going to be greedy and just love the elevation of status. Do you see what I'm saying? So now another 15% to the 30%. So that's 45% that wouldn't leave, not because they take issue with what may have happened. They can take issue with all they want. They probably
even if you took that statistic, like the way you're trying to break it down, and you're trying to say like breaking it down to, because now you're trying to break it down to at least half of that, which is 30% of those guys don't see it as immoral or degenerate.
But no, I'm saying
what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, getting back to percentages, what percentage of women in the United States are actual porn stars? That's a very small percentage. And they're breaking it down to the men that do not see it as degenerate acts, down to around 45 to 30% of guys that do not see it. All I'm saying is, if you have this very small minority of women, maybe less than 5% of women who are doing actual.
You would say less than 5%?
Yes, less than 5% of women who are actually doing porn. And then you have 45 to 30% of men who don't see that as degenerate or immoral, that are down for them. That would get with them. These women would still be getting married, because even if that top 10% of men that they delusionally don't want them, they would eventually come to that conclusion, and they would settle down with one of these guys that is willing to marry them and take them seriously. Still is not happening.
They won't do. No, biologically speaking and psychologically speaking, women do not do that. They do not do that en masse. You get very few women who, throughout their life, will hit a point where they're like, I will go with somebody of lower economical status.
My main point being is why they can't do that is because of their degeneracy. Because the men that they do want, those men do not want them because of their degenerate and immoral acts.
I'm not saying that the men that are.
That's my whole argument, bro. That's been my whole argument this whole time.
But what I'm saying is, even some of those men that were inside that top 10% or the top 5% of men married some of these women. Now the marriages didn't last, but they did get these men to marry.
When you're saying that is so exponentially small.
I'm not saying that.
You're talking about, it's like point maybe of those 10%. We're talking about what, less than 1%. So, and then those relationships didn't last.
Okay,
why didn't they last?
Okay,
back to what I was
but
saying.
Some of the, that's not what we're arguing. What we're saying is, what I was getting at was, if these women were willing to drop their standards, they could be married, have a happy life, for sure. But they don't want to drop their standards because they have a false status of grandeur.
I don't even agree with that point right there.
That
if they were to drop the delusion and try and settle down with one of these lesser 30% to 45%, I didn't even get to finish that. I didn't get to finish the other part of that percentage. It would literally be 60. It would literally, at the very least, be 60% of men that would be happy, more than happy to just settle down with them, because they wouldn't have to worry about financials. They wouldn't have to worry about everything else that stresses. And a lot of these guys now a lot of guys are copying out. Bro, they're not gonna have to deal with what, dude. Bro, listen. Just because they now don't have financial problems, they're going to have even worse problems. Motherfuckers are gonna see them on the street and like, yo, you're with her.
Yeah, but you're talking about people.
This nigga's DMs are gonna blow up. Videos of her just getting jammed from the back. Like,
yeah, but you're talking
this
about.
This is not gonna last.
You're talking about. Yeah, but you're talking as somebody who cares about stuff like that. No,
they're gonna care. Men inherently, innately care. We are all jealous creatures by design. That is one design that is seen throughout all of humans.
Okay.
Regardless of how much you want to say, oh, I'm not jealous.
You're 100% wrong on that. Because there's an actual fetish called cucking, where husbands will watch their woman get blown out and they literally get turned on by that. That's what they like to see, and that's what they do.
What percentage of men
are? Oh yeah, but you just said that all creatures. You said inherently every person has that. They're not. There are some women that love to watch their husband fuck other women. There are literally women out here who have more than one. There's literally men out here who have more than one wife.
Right.
Most
but
of
you're
the
going
world.
to the extremes.
No, I'm not, because most of the
No,
Middle East.
you are. Of course you are, because you're literally going to the extremes of cups and people who are even more sexually degenerate. And those extremes are insignificant to what we're talking about in general.
Okay, so the Middle East, where they have more than one wife, and the wives share each other and live together.
And more than one wife. Why? Based off of religious aspects and reasons.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, where's the jealousy lie in those women? It doesn't, because they literally conduct each other.
They are jealous. They're just bound by religion to not say anything about it.
No,
you can say that they
some of them literally love the other person that their husband's with. Like, they live in families where, like, because they're raised in a society where that's literally acceptable.
You can say that, but at the end of the day, you and I both know that there's going to be situations of turmoil in that relationship.
There's situations of turmoil inside
where they're jealous in some regard, but they are held to a religious standard. They can't say anything about it. They can't do anything about it at the end of the day. They might be jealous inside, but they got to deal with that with them and the Lord.
Jealousy is usually built upon standards of, like, you're missing out. Like, so there are certain, like, even in Japan, where it's not common practice to have multiple wives. When I was over there, most women who were married seen going to brothels as something not to be jealous over, because that's their husband going to release stress. They don't even care the bitch that they're with. They're just happy that, their husband's coming home from work and he's not pissed off.
You can say that, but those women are still jealous.
They're not. No, jealousy is something that you get based upon your literal upbringing. Because if you don't know that you should be jealous of something, it's literally taught.
All creatures are jealous.
Yeah, you can be envious.
All creatures are jealous. That's a fact.
Really not, though.
It is. Everyone's jealous, bro. Regardless of
you may have, like,
of the percentage or how much you wanna argue about it. Everyone is jealous to a degree. It's just part of human nature.
Bro,
and now we're off topic. We're not even talking about what we were talking about.
Yeah, but anyway, back to what we were getting at. The fact that these men's lives would improve overnight, nigga. Like, you're talking about guys who may be working at McDonald's, guys who may be fucking riding.
I'm gonna clip this. Oh my god, I'm gonna clip this, bro. We better get so much fucking traction off this shit. This is funny. I'm surprised that you're even taking this.
I agree. Listen, I agree. As somebody,
I'm surprised. It's crazy.
No, I can agree. It's only because I
want to do a poll or some shit on this.
Like, because it's only because I could step back and say, as a guy who wants better for his life, who wants all this other stuff.
Okay, for a second, you don't think that I'm capable of critically thinking from another male's standpoint? Who has never had sex, who has been touched on? You think just because I've not had that or dealt with that I can't assess from that position, like what they would be thinking? I think I can't. I
don't think that you've been around guys who have emulated that to the point.
I have,
and you can.
I have friends that are like that right now. I was just hanging out with two of them. So you're gonna sit here and try and tell me like I'm not capable.
So they've never touched.
They're touch starved. They no play, and those are my friends. I really like those guys. I'm just being realistic for a moment. Right now.
Okay, so but having no play and never be in, like, but are they to the point of being touch starved that they're actively paying for subscriptions? Because what I'm saying is the guys who are paying for the subscriptions and messaging these people, they might. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm being honest with you right now. G, if one of their favorites decided to pick their ass up tomorrow like flowers, they damn near would. Wait. What are their jobs?
And I can tell you right now.
They both work out at one's a diesel,
one's a mechanic, one's a salesman.
And what are they bringing home?
More than the average.
More than the average. Okay, so then that automatically puts them again at the top, at the higher end. Most niggas ain't making what me and you make in a year.
Okay, but that is irrelevant because of what they look like from just society, based off of what they look like. Those kind of guys, how they are. Yes, they may make a lot more, and that may put them into a higher tax bracket. But that does not put them in.
Listen. I'll even bring them on the podcast, and I'm not. Let's just.
I will FaceTime these niggas right now. You think I'm
No. But what niggas say is different than niggas' actions.
Their actions are congruent with exactly what I'm telling you. They would never, ever take a woman like that seriously, and they would jam her. They would jam her ass. I'm telling you, they would jam her ass up one time for the one time, and then
So
that.
But
That's it.
They fit, but then they would fit into the 40% left over because we moved it down to 60. They would fit into the 40% left over that have a moral standpoint on which they're not going to do it. I'm saying most
and then you're
men.
breaking that down to like 25%. Like, see
No,
how
I wasn't
see how you
breaking
went
it.
from
I was
70%,
literally.
and then you came all the way down.
You never let me.
And you got more
No, you
realistic.
did not let me. You did not let me finish. I said 15% of that weren't going to care because of the financial success. The other 15% of that other 30 that would find it morally wrong would still stay with those women because these are the best women that they've ever had in their life. So literally, still, all the 60% was going to come back. You just cut me off before I got there. That relationship would last better than you would think.
Because you don't have any stats or
I don't keep up with I don't keep up with
this is what, because you're arguing for something that you just simply actually don't know. Like I'm arguing from a generalistic standpoint. You're trying to argue from a more standpoint of statistics and like experience or knowledge.
No, I'm arguing from the standpoint that most of these
you have no examples or samples of that.
I don't know their names by heart, but literally most OnlyFans models are married and moms.
That is not true.
Okay.
Are married? You could say moms. Okay,
are most of them?
Moms, yeah, they can be
A
moms
big
and
portion of them. A big portion of them are married moms. Literally, the last 6 that I can remember that were talked about in the news. Wait. Like, okay, wait. Check me out. The last 6 that I can remember in the news was the one that we talked about on podcast, the one that got caught in the jail. She was a married mom and did OnlyFans. Remember, she was in the prison, fucking the dude in the prison. The one that got caught. We literally talked about it on the podcast. The OnlyFans model that got caught. Yeah, that got caught fucking in the prison. She's married and a mom. Wait, I'm not saying, okay, we're not arguing degeneracy. I'm showing.
We were arguing.
No, but I'm showing you.
Not remember?
But right now, what we're saying, you're saying I don't have any stats to prove.
Okay, but
I don't have any stats to prove that they're all married.
She wasn't openly doing any of that.
No, her husband knew about. Her husband knew
her cheating.
He knew about the OnlyFans, and he knew that she was doing stuff like that. Wait, no, check me out. He knew about the OnlyFans because he went. The only reason why he got mad is because that she was doing it with a fucking prisoner at her job. That's what caused him to get upset. Because you were risking your daytime job.
Are they together?
Yeah, they're still together.
They're still together?
Yeah, they're still together. He said that he took the child and went to his mom's house, but they're still together now. They just took a picture. They just re-blasted this nigga online saying your wife is getting blasted by a convict. The man said he doesn't care because now his wife's making more money online than she ever has because niggas is buying it.
That's an example.
Okay, wait. The second
you
one.
have to show me that.
The second one that I'm bringing up.
That's one example.
Okay, but that's what. Let me get to the next one.
Okay.
The next one was the lady who was running against another senator in the state. I think it's fucking Kentucky or something like that. She was running. They were both public figures, her and her husband. They were both performing online together in an OnlyFans video. They were having sex on OnlyFans, getting tipped, and then she got blasted. Like she said something about that nigga. That nigga said.
Wait, back it up. So you're saying
they were married,
public figures. They were married. Okay, politicians. That's irrelevant. But like they were both married, male and female married, and they were both doing OnlyFans
together.
So they're both committing degenerate acts. So that's irrelevant.
No, but what I'm saying,
that's not even
what you're saying,
your argument.
What? No, wait, stop. Because you just asked me what are my examples for married women doing OnlyFans. For a majority of married.
No,
you said you don't have any.
I said because that's not even congruent with what we were arguing with earlier. Okay. Because she's already married and he's already on board with that. We were talking about porn stars and guys that are getting take them serious.
But I just said that
that's not the same thing.
Okay, so like a known porn star getting married to some guy who doesn't have it. What I was going back to before is I was saying a known porn star who has millions of dollars getting married to an average guy who's having to work a 9 to 5, who's literally gonna be able to quit that. Like if Mia Khalifa went and grabbed any average guy and she stopped having ideas of grandeur, she went and grabbed any normal average guy.
I like this topic and idea. I would like you for content, like to just go around and poll guys.
Here's the thing.
Just ask average guys. What do they do? What do they make? And ask them.
and I want
if Mia Khalifa,
I would
Mia
love.
Khalifa was to act to be in a relationship with you and you were to date her, would you seriously settle down with her and start a family?
Nigga, listen. Here's the thing.
That's what you would have to do.
Listen.
Because you're trying to say like
Listen,
it's
but
60%.
here's the thing. You're talking.
It's insane,
Nigga,
brother.
nigga, I'm not saying it's not insane. I'm not saying that it's not morally corrupt. What I'm saying,
Your point is insane.
no, okay, so you can say that all you want to, but what I'm saying is we both know that niggas will say things and say they're never gonna do things, and then literally follow through and do that exact same thing.
But you have
They're
no
saying they're never
example
gonna.
of this 60% of guys
But what I'm saying, what I'm showing you is that most of the porn models that we have right now, most of the OnlyFans models that are really out here busting ass for fun, nigga, like a lot of them are already married and their husbands are getting DM. Like it's always a story, especially when I'm looking up shit like this and like when I'm going through news headlines and shit like that. There's always a porn star or OnlyFans.
Because I think just like from what you're saying, to me personally, it just doesn't sound like you know the actual statistics of like women that are doing OnlyFans that are actually married and women that are doing like porn that are actually married. Because women that are actually doing that are actually actively married and have a healthy and active relationship, like that number, one, it's already small because that pool of women that are doing OnlyFans and porn, that's already a small number. The number of women that are married and doing that, that's an even smaller number. And so we're trying to argue for like virtually insignificant statistics like that are so small, and we're making generalized statements on those
What up?
very
That's
small
so
percentages.
like what I'm saying.
But I'm just trying to look at it from a realistic standpoint. Like back to what I was saying.
Okay.
If these guys didn't see it as immoral or degenerate, then there wouldn't be a problem with these ex-porn stars or OnlyFans women settling down and being married. Because again, we're getting back to the point to where they still are delusional and want that top 10% of guys.
If they drop that delusion tomorrow,
and
then
if they drop, but even still, if they drop that delusion, that 60% of guys that are waiting for them to marry them and take them seriously, they would virtually have no problem getting married and starting a family and settling down.
But women have a very hard time.
But from a realistic standpoint, we have no evidence or examples of that happening.
Because women.
So
well, no, we do. Like there have been.
You can't name
because they're really not. Because nigga, I don't know. I don't have a Rolodex of porn stars. I know.
But you're arguing for something that's
wait. But what I'm saying is, majority of them do end up getting married. The ones that we know about, they're not going to promote. First off, there's no benefit.
We already said that. TMZ, fucking.
Yeah, but they're not going to promote. They're not going to promote just some.
Load that shit up.
They're not going to. Yeah, but again, we're talking about the highest name performing actresses in the industry because a lot of these porn. Oh, okay. So, but a lot of porn stars don't even make it to the level where Mia Khalifa, Riley Reid, Lana Rhoades. They're not going to make it to that level and make those hundreds of like the tens of millions of dollars, right? Like we can agree to that. Most of them have a very short career, if even that. Like you have very rare Violet Myers. You have very rare like some of these women just come in, make maybe $100K.
Violet Myers.
Okay, but that's fair. She's not. Yeah. Okay.
She busty. I get it. She's thick. Like not like
her face. She looks like a bird.
Like,
but
she got acne. Like her nose.
It's not even that.
Not to get on her. Like not to. I forgot we live and shit. Like I jam her ass up.
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
I'll chalk her ass down, but like.
Okay, but okay. So like, let's get back. Like, let me put it to you like this. The ones that are superstars. So let's take the porn superstars out of there. You don't get a news report about some no name. She's been in maybe 6 movies. Maybe has $100,000. Porn star anywhere. Like nigga, like there's too many of them to report on all of them. But we're going to report on the ones that are the most fucking tragic. So watching Mia Khalifa's downfall is fun for people to watch.
Right,
because she's so delusional and won't step off her high horse, and she believes that she's deserving of the world still, even though you did this. Most of these women do come to the realization that they did these acts, and they going to have to settle down with a normal guy. And what they do is they settle down with the normal guy, and they go away, and nobody really ever notices them because they're not world-renowned porn stars. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not hard for these women to really find guys like that when they have to. The ones that we have been targeting mostly right now have been niggas that are like, these are porn stars that are so up on their high horse, they believe that they can't date anybody who makes less than them. But on average, the average porn star is not making over $100,000 a year. So she's going to have to marry, and they're getting married because you never hear from them again. And most of them are getting married. But the super successful ones, just like anybody who's super successful, like most super successful women, don't even end up getting married. And if they do, they're not happy. We have a prime example of that with fucking Tom Brady. Like, we just talked about him last time. You have a multi-million dollar athlete. I would say he's almost worth $1 billion. He's at least worth a couple, let's say tens of millions of dollars. Tom Brady?
Hundreds.
Okay, so hundreds of millions of dollars. You have $100 million athlete whose wife literally left him because she makes more than him. So yeah, she's just more financially successful. But that's what I'm saying. It's hard for even men that are in that upper bracket. Like, even guys who are making $1 million, it's hard for him to impress me in Cleveland. She's worth $20 million. She's worth $20 million. Riley Reid, $20 million. Because these are women who also got into the porn industry when you had to pay for most of their shit. And niggas was really coming out of pocket. Because if you didn't have that Bang Bros subscription, nigga, if you couldn't get off to the trailer, you wasn't getting off.
What it sounds like for me is like you're basing your argument off of like
majorities.
No, majority of
So the majority is not the higher upper performing super delusional stupid bitches. I'll call it what it is, bro.
But you can say that, but those women are still going to be delusional at the end of the day.
Like
if your argument is that they're not going to get with these guys,
some of them
they're still not going to get with these lower end.
Some of these women know that it's their only option. A lot of these, I would say, if you're not in the top, if you're not in, if you,
I agree, and I could understand.
If you're never in the top 50 in performing porn stars, I think that you're
top 50.
Yeah, if you're never in the top 50,
what?
Yeah, if you're never in the top 50, then I don't think that your delusion scale ranks that high.
Top 50 women are still, if top 50 women.
I said top 50 porn stars.
Top 50 women on porn. There's no way that they could get away with settling down with a no.
No. I was saying that they don't fall into the delusion range of thinking that they deserve a millionaire. What I'm saying is, if you never break the top 50, if you're never in the top 50 most researched girls in porn, you're not gonna fall into the delusion of thinking that you need a multi-million-dollar man. Like that's
a step, but I would say even the top 50 women still believe that.
No, that's what I said. If you're in that top 50, you're good. I said if you're under that, I would say.
I would say like because
I would say
even less than the top.
Whoa. Are we talking about porn? Are we talking about porn? I'm literally saying porn stars only. I'm not talking OnlyFans models. So I'm saying porn stars only.
I'm including them in that.
Well, no, because I would say OnlyFans models are going to be a totally different issue because there's no way that you can tell me right now somebody wouldn't marry Sophie.
They wouldn't.
Nigga.
They wouldn't.
I would have to disagree.
They wouldn't. They would. And they okay, maybe they.
Because she's
maybe,
never.
I'm not going to say that no one wouldn't marry her.
Okay.
But
I would say majority.
That relationship is definitely not going to last.
Well, you know she's never done penetration.
It doesn't.
So she's still a virgin technically. She just showed off.
Not a virgin, bro. No woman who's that sexually promiscuous is, and if she's saying she's a virgin.
I think it's been documented medically. I think she's posted the medical results.
Cat, how?
The same reason Bella Duffy. Bella Duffy did the same thing.
From medical research, how do you determine that she's?
If she still has her hymen, it doesn't necessarily guarantee.
How is she's running silicone through her vaginal cavity?
I don't think she's even done that. I think she just posts nudes.
What do you mean? She has videos of her doing sexual acts with silicone. So I don't there's no way to medically determine that. That's insane. In any capacity, any woman that's that openly sexually promiscuous is not a virgin, or that doesn't even make any sense to me. Unless maybe she's that very small 1%.
She has seen that she can make money posting pictures. Like it's even like I don't think that she is running silicone. She literally just posts naked pictures of her shaking her ass and like showing off her vagina. I don't think I'm not sure. I haven't done much research on her. I don't find her that attractive. I can do it. I really don't. I don't find her to be like one of the ones that I find attractive.
I was looking at that chick that did 100 dudes.
She is. Shut the fuck up.
I'd jam her ass up.
No, you wouldn't. And I can tell you what.
Dolo.
No. I can tell you.
I'd jam her ass up.
Nigga, no, you would not. Stop saying things. I'm trying to save you.
No.
She literally has a video where she's drinking piss.
Nah, she ain't gotta kiss me.
No, nigga. No, she also had it. He also.
And I need her to turn around, bend over, and run that.
She also let a nigga piss inside her. Nigga, do not stick your dick in that. Do not stick your dick in that.
She let a guy. I mean, okay, but like.
Nigga, Matt, you're better than this. Shut the
I'm
fuck
saying,
up.
From an attraction standpoint, maybe from an attraction standpoint, okay, that's extreme.
Nigga, I could not
But
even
from
jam
an
her.
attraction standpoint, she's attractive. I would jam her ass up.
I could not.
But okay, now that you say all that, that's kind of OD.
Like, nigga, I could not.
I'll run a top.
Nigga, she drank this nigga piss. I'm not putting my dick
I'll
in
run
there.
a top.
I'm not doing that.
She got a brush her teeth.
No,
She got a
nigga,
smile.
no.
She got a white smile. She got a brush her teeth.
Nigga, the teeth are bleached. I'm not sticking my dick anywhere in that. We do not stick our dick in disgusting. Nigga, we're better than that. And you say that, but I literally, nigga, just call me on the phone and be like, nigga, remember, this nigga pissed all over her face and everything. You're letting that touch her crotch. Like, that nigga pissed all over her, in her. Nigga, no. Get your dick away from that. It's gross, nigga.
But all I am saying is
that is her most
attraction, like from like looking at her, I would definitely jam her ass up if she was.
And then you found out she drank piss and then she kissed you, nigga. Then now what you gonna do?
I'd have second thoughts, maybe just run the top and then I'm out of there. Try to kiss me, I'll punch you in her face.
Yeah, this quick research, no silicone at all. This bitch is literally just posing naked on a bed. That's what she does.
But she's not a virgin. Like you could
at least that's what she. Okay, so I don't know for a fact because I ain't been in the room. I ain't been in the room with her, but her but her medical.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Sophie Rain.
Sophie Rain is not a virgin.
Listen, I ain't been in the room. I don't know. I haven't seen the medical papers myself. I don't know that they're even of her. But
you could show me physical evidence of him saying like, oh, she's never been.
Matt says he has to be the one to take that bitch to know.
Bitch, you lying. Nah, even if I did, I'm like, okay, yeah, you still gonna have some shit in you. You had to.
No,
unless she's gay.
No, niggas is just like.
Then she's just gay.
No, like she's
has
just
sex with women, like.
As far as we know, that's the claim, and so let's base it off that claim.
But
women that are untouched like that do tend to do better, or like the least touched women tend to do better because niggas have this fantasy that they're gonna be the first nigga to touch her.
All right, there's still.
Nigga, like it's like Bella Delphine made more money.
There's still such an infinitesimally small percentage of men that's almost insignificant of guys who would like wipe her up. Take her serious.
Again, bro.
It's fucking insane.
I think it's.
I'm not gonna say it could never happen.
I'm gonna say I'm standing by. We can do the research, come back next week and talk about it. But I'm sticking by the 60% margin. I want to stick by the 70%.
You can say that though. You can base that 70% off of guys that are touch star, and that's what you're basing it off of. Guys that just don't get any attention.
Or not even just.
But you can't. That's not congruent.
I'm not saying it's gonna be a perfect marriage.
Advocate that those guys.
No,
because originally what we were talking about is that percentage of guys thinks that
that's not the only
porn stars aren't committing degenerate or immoral acts.
But listen,
that's what your argument was.
Okay, so but my other point to that is even the ones that do that are like the ones that do think that it's a degenerate or immoral act have other factors that would make them stay with these porn stars, like these super porn stars. There's other factors that would lead a man to stay there in that relationship. Whether he's okay, if you want to have the argument that it's not going to be a happy and healthy relationship, I would give you that. Because any relationship where a woman's going to dominate you financially is probably not going to be a conducive relationship for a man's mental health. It's just not good for you. But most of these,
basing it off of like
but most of these men,
you're saying that it's changing their lifestyle completely
to
the point to where they're. But you just argued that.
I'm not saying it's
sustainable.
I didn't say it wasn't sustainable. I said it's probably not. No, I said it's not great. I said it's not great, and I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's not great. But there are men who are literally letting their wives go out and be stay-at-home dads. Like, and that's something that we have.
For women that are not
what?
porn stars.
Some of them are doing it for porn. Some of them are doing it for porn stars as well. But what I'm saying is, I don't think it's a healthy.
They're doing it for professional women who actually have jobs that are respectable, that are admirable in society. They're not doing it for porn stars that are going on camera, getting their shit blown out, coming back, kissing their husband and hugging their kids.
Some of that.
Some of these. Not to say that's not a complete reality, because I'm sure somewhere in the world that's happening one time.
I would say,
but it's not.
One time is wild. It's probably happening a lot more than you want to think.
No, it's not. Like percentage wise.
Like I can't believe that we have. Listen.
Less than 1%.
I would agree.
If you want to break it down.
I would agree. I would agree with you if it wasn't for the fact that we have full blown politicians that are now like full blown politicians who are participating in OnlyFans, and this bitch still almost won. Like still almost won her political campaign with everybody knowing that she. The two political officers that I told you, the two public figures, and you were like, them being public figures has nothing to do with it. But they're married, right? He literally was going to quit his job because she was making so much money on OnlyFans and be a stay-at-home dad while she did politics and did OnlyFans. It's like literally, I get what you're saying. Morally speaking, it's fucking outrageous to think that that's where we're coming to. But it's literally at the point in America now where men don't want to have, like, I would say probably a majority of men don't want to work. You can attest to that because even in your field, how many young guys are willing to come out there and bust their ass and get heated up and eat up? Niggas don't want to work. Niggas just don't want to work. There are very few skilled tradesmen. There are very
society in general.
fact. So if a man can say, I get to sit at home, like there's plenty of guys that are on some of these, even on these interviews on YouTube, they're like, hey, if your girlfriend started doing OnlyFans and you had to sit at home and do laundry, what you gonna do? And niggas will literally be, nigga, I'm doing laundry. What you mean? Her drawers is clean.
But that's the thing.
It's not gonna be good for you mentally, nigga, but that's the life you want to choose.
You can say that they want that life, but it's not a realistic lifestyle that they're capable of obtaining. What you're saying, like guys that are stay-at-home dads, that's a very small percentage of guys that are doing
It's
that.
growing. It's growing.
You can say that, but you have to agree that it's a small
I'm not
of men who are even doing that.
I'm about to tell you the percentage growth because I actually know the percentage growth on this one. So the percentage growth on this one, as reported,
what percentage of guys in the United States are stay-at-home dads?
That's what I'm about to tell you. The percentage growth from last year to this year, well, we don't know this year coming up. So we'll have to revisit this in January, in February, after taxes are filed. Because that's when the government takes that census. But last year, it was somewhere around the realm of 17.2% of men reported, like women were reporting men as stay-at-home fathers. Like they were claiming them as dependents, plus they were stay-at-home dads. So they were the single head of household, only person working, they had income. And that was reported by
an obscure minority of men that don't.
But that's still almost 20. That's almost fucking 20%. That's still larger than I thought.
That's still a minority of men. The minority does not make the rule.
I'm not saying that it makes the rule. What I'm saying is, of that 17%, I'm pretty sure there's more men that would like to do it. They just can't, because if you ever would have told me 17% of men in America wanted to stay at home and be stay-at-home dads, I would tell you were fucking crazy. Because there's no way I'm being a stay-at-home dad.
I would say majority of people in general would rather stay at home while their counterpart is gone.
Would you?
What do you mean? Would I want to? No, that's just not in me to want to do that.
Exactly.
I would want.
That's why I said it
because
just blew my mind.
I have different goals than general guys.
I'm glad that you understand that.
But that's what I'm saying is like I also have extreme goals to the point to where if you're just talking about how I would operate my life, I would have multiple properties. I'd have multiple wives. I'd have multiple families. So that's a whole different.
But that's beside the point. What I'm saying is, I said that it blew. I just said it blew my mind that percentage was that high because I don't, as a man, I couldn't even fathom.
That's not high.
20%, almost 20%. Like we rounded it up. That's 20%. 20% of men in a room. So that means if there's 10 men in the room, 2 of these niggas are stay-at-home dads. That's around what I would think. But that's not what. But that's not what. Wait. Let me make sure I phrase this correctly. What I'm saying is that's not the amount that would be. That's the amount that is. So think about the amount that would be. That number, because of the 20% makes me realize that the number of would-be's, let's say it's probably double. So that means like 40% of dudes would rather just stay at home while their wife went out They earned all the money.
I would say maybe more than that.
Oh, that shit blow. See, I can't fathom that. That to me, because I could sit at home. I sit at home. I had a day off on Friday.
Who wouldn't? Like
I would
feel like
never.
the majority of men and women
I would never.
would say, if I could stay home, watch the kids while my counterpart is the breadwinner, majority of people would say that.
Would not.
Even majority of men
Would
say
not. I would not. I could not.
Which
I would say
I do
majority.
think it's egregious that majority of men
They
would
would
say
say that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at with this one. I'm just like, I could not. Nigga, when I have a day off, I'm sitting at the house going, fuck, I gotta do something.
I'm never just sitting at the house thinking like, if I'm sitting at the house, I already have things
Something to do. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even when Mira's like, hey, yo, you earned this day off. Like, take the day off. Even on my days off, I'm like, something has to get done.
Yeah,
There's something has to
you're
get done.
taking your time to do it. Like you're relaxing, doing what you got to do. Maybe
Nah,
if you're a really productive man, you're doing everything you need to do up front, and then you're relaxing later in the day. Or me, I do something. I have prioritize everything, so I'll do the most important thing first. Maybe take a break, do something second, go work out, do another thing after that. Like I will make my day like a day off, but I will be productive.
Listen, I don't have days off. I don't. I just don't. I can't. Like, even when I'm sitting here, I'm editing. And if I'm not editing, I'm streaming. And if I'm not doing that, like, that's technically a day off, but I'm still making content. But
Still
even on
productive.
days,
You're still productive.
yeah, but
Still
even on days I do that, I'm mostly out there checking the car, making sure foods are right, checking. Like, I know right now I got to change my brake pads immediately. My brake pads have to be changed immediately. I heard once, I was like, nope, that gotta go. So, like, my next day off, that's what I'll be doing. Like, it's just, I always come up with something to do. Like, or I just unpacked, another 3 boxes. Like, I just can't sit the fuck still. It literally took you 1 weekend to come over here, and I had the couch moved from this side to that side. That happened literally the day that y'all left, that night that y'all left, I moved the couch. I was like, I don't like the way that bitch is sitting. Yeah, like, it's just nothing, there's just nothing. So for me, personally, like I said, let me not say I don't think that the act can't be considered degeneracy, right? Because if you want to do that, it is what it is. Do what you want to do. But degeneracy
You're
is
religious.
Yeah.
You're religious. From a religious moral standpoint, and you can attest to the actual reason why you would never do something like that, or you would not want your girl to do something like that, is maybe not directly, but
I don't
component
force.
of it is
I don't even bring my
it's
religion.
degenerate.
I don't bring
and
my
it's moral.
but I don't bring my religion into these arguments because not everybody.
I get that, but what
but I'm not gonna put that. I don't even bring it up on the table because I'm not gonna force what I believe onto somebody else. So it could, from my standpoint.
But if you're basing morality off of social or moral, you're gonna base it off of religious. You're basing it off of religion.
I don't even participate. Yeah, but I'm not basing it off that. Like, I'm literally taking what I believe, like what I believe, like, what I believe, my religion. I'm taking my religion out of the equation. That's why I'm not even arguing from that standpoint. Because if I was to argue from that standpoint, I would say, hey, this, that, and third, and then I'd start throwing scriptures at people, and then now we have to fight scriptures. If you don't believe in the book that I believe in, then that doesn't matter. My religious standpoint, honestly, it's a mucky water. Like, it's a mucky water. Like, I could never.
Why can't you just say that?
No, because here's where the mucky water comes into. Here's where it gets mucky. I can't say that it's bad for other people because other people in general, I can say that it's bad for me. This is what I'm telling you because, like, we literally just went over this in one of the classes that I attended. It's literally one of the things where it's like, because somebody brought it up, and so he talked about it. It's one of those things where it's like, the way I was raised religious and the way I am now is 2 different things. Yeah, shout out to Modelo's. Like, so the way I was, I don't know. Shut up.
Dave Chappelle.
Were you?
Breast milk. Break my days.
I think it's fucking
Bottles of breast milk.
Yeah, bro. You're like, what kind of milk is this? Oh, that's my breast milk. I popped that shit. This little nigga ain't getting no more of this.
It's Cambodian breast milk.
It's Cambodian breast milk. Oh man, was that a P Diddy episode? That was the P Diddy episode. That was the making of the music or whatever the fuck it was called. They were making fun of that P Diddy show that was on. where you had to like where Puff Daddy had them running around New York to do like tasks for him. You remember that shit when we were kids?
No, I don't remember that. I don't remember if that was part of that episode. All I remember is that was the one where he was like, he was a janitor, and the chick had the big boobs, and she was like, I wish I didn't have these big boobs, and he was like, he like appeared or whatever. He was like, let me show you why your boobs are important, and he like takes her on like on throughout like life and shit. Like,
oh yeah.
This guy's like. She's at an interview or like at her office, and the guy's like treating her different because
she has. But there's the fact that yeah.
And he's like a janitor. She's like, are you my fairy god angel or whatever? He's like, no, I'm just a janitor. I got these keys. And he's like, Charlie, I'm just tripping on he's like, I'm tripping on PCP. I don't even know how you was following me. I was like, what the fuck?
Right now, that happened inside the other episode too, where he was making fun of because remember when we were younger, P Diddy had the show where he had the niggas fighting for a spot. Fighting for a spot inside Bad Boy, and they had to go run around New York and do all types of wild shit. And in that episode, remember he's sitting at the big table. He's like, so Gerard's team came back with the Cambodian breast milk. They were like, yeah, what you need this for? Dude, like, are you about to adopt the baby or not? And he pours it into the cereal bowl. He said, no, just nothing goes better with cereal than Cambodian breast milk.
Yeah.
I was like, that nigga wild for that. That boy DeVay tried to tell us about P. Diddy. Why?
That's what that's from.
What?
That episode.
That episode is where it's from.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same.
The same one with the milkman.
Yeah, bro. Because them niggas were running, they were like, where the fuck are we supposed to find Cambodian breast milk? And that nigga goes to the immigration line, and he's like, where are you from? And she's like, Cambodia. He goes, come with me. Yeah, he's like, come with me.
We got a Cambodian woman lactating over at aisle 3.
Bro, shut the fuck up! Bro, that episode was so funny. He's like, you didn't make the cut. They're like, what's that mean? It means you gotta get the fuck out of my office, bitch. He's like, Fruit Loops and Cambodian breast milk. Bro, nah, bro.
I didn't even get that shit, because like breast milk all tastes nasty.
How you know? Matt! Degenerate! Fucking degenerate, this nigga is. We had 109 viewers tonight, Matt. Just me and you screaming at each other. How long have we been on this? About an hour and 17, so we do another like 12 more minutes. I think I probably gotta go. I want to get to bed early tonight. You just heard my wife scream because she's playing Left 4 Dead. Shit's wild. How's everybody's night going? Niggas is buck fucking wild.
Nasty.
No, nigga. So I decided to dig a little bit more into this, right? The Sophie Rain situation.
What do you mean? Like in regards to
like if she actually is one.
virginity?
Yeah. So she is one. But you wanna know how fucked up niggas is? Nigga has
trying to pay her for it?
yes.
Yeah, I bet.
7 figures.
Yeah.
7 figures.
And you guys are the problem. I actually want to be serious with that. Y'all are wild, because why are you trying to like? What?
That's not even from private. That's from the companies. So like Bang Bros, the Hub, fucking MILFs, like all them niggas have been like offering her to like they're like, hey, come do a video shoot with us.
Yeah.
We'll give you $1 million.
Get Kristen.
Yeah, bro. Like you got to do it on our platform. That's wild.
Also probably because she's so influential. Like, but like I get that. But like from like a fucking Saudi Arabian prince who's like, I'm gonna give you like $2 million if you let me get that about you. Like,
nigga, them niggas is offering way more than $2 million. Them niggas will offer her.
But, yeah,
like
saying,
$20 million for that shit. They should have been there putting 8 figures up.
Just to put it in and be the first to be it. Like, motherfuckers got some fucked up problems, bro. I don't know. This world is a good place.
That's what I be telling you. I'm trying to get you to understand. Like, it's way, and you're just so good-hearted, and you're like, bro, like, most men want to do good. Most men do not want to do good. These niggas out here is tripping. They don't. It's wild.
I mean, when you say that, I don't know what you mean by most good. But I know for the most part, most guys want to have positive impact in their life and in other people's lives, like in community. In general, maybe not everybody.
But no. Like I would say before this generation, you would be correct, bro. But a lot of them just because of the way society has treated them, most of them don't give a fuck. Like it just, and it's sad to say that, but like even looking at my nephews and shit like that, bro, like they just like it's not even that they don't want to do good. I don't think they understand how much good they could do. If that makes more sense.
Well,
because they've been so socially.
Do they have examples of
no, nigga.
That's a component. That's like a major component of it. You don't have positive role models that are enforcing.
And not only that, but it's just.
But did they have fathers in their
But
lives?
even having positive role models and shit like that only goes so far. I think it's really like some of these niggas really. Yeah, but even having that, it's like you don't have somebody who genuinely believes in you, and like even if you do, you never get the chance to find that because these niggas are so socially isolated because of these shits right here. I'm gonna be honest with you, these shits right here, literally.
Yeah, that's cold, bro. Because like
no. I said I'm
you
only
use that as that way, but also you can use it as a tool to benefit. I'm saying the way it's been implemented now. And the way it's been geared towards like the younger generations, like nigga, you see it even when we go outside. How many times do we pass families at SeaWorld and the kids are like this in a stroller while they're walking around an amusement park? Nigga, there is no way. But those kids are watching like cartoons that are.
But what I'm saying, but you're socially isolating your kids from understanding that social interactions, like human beings.
They're kids.
Yeah, human beings.
They're not ready for that.
No, that's when you do that. That's when you learn how to socially interact. It's literally at those ages. Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, but not at an amusement park.
Literally, you learn everything. Like, you're not even watching the way your parents, like, at that age, you should be watching not only your own social interactions when you're out at the playground or whatever, but also the way your parents interact, even in situations like that. That's why we got so many rude motherfuckers out at the fucking amusement parks. Like, the bitch who almost got thrown in the water. She went and taught manners, and she almost didn't teach her kids manners. Luckily, I'm the one who ran over a kid's foot. Because if it would have been somebody else, he'd have just been like, oh, my bad, whatever, and let her get away with it. I tried to throw that nigga's dad in the water, and now he knows that what he was doing will cause his dad to get his ass beat and thrown in the fucking water. And have an old man behind somebody tell them to throw your dad's ass in the water.
He didn't even learn that. Happened. He'd understand.
He understood that there was consequences to his mom acting like a bitch. Because his dad definitely wasn't showing. Because I could tell she was running that relationship because as soon as she got upset, he only turned around because she was upset. Cool. I'm glad you turned around. You say one word to me, sir. After your son was out here doing whatever, I'm going to throw your ass in the water. I'm going to punch you in your shit, beat your ass up, and I'm throwing you in the water. So now not only are you going to be beat up, but now you're about to swim back to shore in front of your fucking kids.
I was 5 feet in front of you. That'd have been bad. Because your son would have never respected you a day in your life.
He would have been in the water by the time you got back there. I would have needed you to get to the car because I'm about to have to put Granddad's chair and go, and we gotta get this.
I was a skip away. By the time I get a full stride out, I'm at full force already. It's a fact.
Yeah, nigga, that nigga was
nigga's in trouble.
That nigga was beat up and thrown in the water. But all I'm saying is like, even now, like my nieces, like I'm having to teach my nieces how to like talk to adults. I'm like, when an adult enters the house, Whether you know them or not, you say hello. You say hello. Just say, hey, because you don't know me. You need to say something. But especially if you know me. I'm your uncle. When I walk in the house, my nieces know they need to stop what they're doing, put down your fucking tablet, your phone, whatever. If you're watching TV, pause that. Hello, Uncle Marcus. How are you? Good. Glad to see you too. Nigga, like kids don't have that respect no more. They're so into this. That's what I'm saying.
But also, that's what I'm saying though too. But the biggest thing though is the father.
But they have
the father in the household.
They have fathers.
The biggest deterrent from degeneracy.
I would say, I mean, yeah, as long as your father is a good role model, because there are fathers that stay in households.
Even having your father in there who maybe isn't the best role model is still. You still have a better chance of becoming successful as opposed to being a degenerate in life in general. If you have a father, whether or not he's the best role model.
I think that I don't think that that's necessarily true, because if your father's in the household and all he does is sell dope and beat up your mama, and that's all he does, but your mom stays with him, that's gonna get you inside a worse situation, because eventually every young boy gets to the point where he wants to fight his dad in the first place, and then
having his father there. What I'm saying is having his father there is better than not having his father.
I don't know.
In general,
I would. In general,
because yes, there are. We can agree that there are situations. Where
I think that just teaching men, like right now, my biggest thing is I want to see young men get back to, because once young men start like literally being what we were at one point, like in exceeding excellence, I think that women, like, first off, we can just go get women from other countries. So even the women that are exceeding excellence, what was that? I would say probably.
Men have ever been exceeding excellence.
I would probably say the greatest generation. I think that I don't know. I may have
the greatest generation.
Yeah, probably the World War II generation.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
Probably. I would say that's probably it. I think that was like the peak.
Because niggas stepped up and went to war.
No, I think it's just because everybody, even when it was more of like what happened before they went and before they came back. Because even before they implemented the draft, most niggas understood that it was their national duty to go and handle that. Like my friend in the Air Force just sent me a letter, nigga. I gotta show you this letter though.
Say we had to implement a draft now,
nigga. Oh, well they're fucked because me and you already got a mission. But pushing P. I'm letting y'all know right now. Do not show up in this bitch in the van because I'm airing the bear now and I'm making a beeline to the coast.
Oh, the van can pull up. I won't be here. I will not be. Be locked and loaded on the beach. But all I'm saying is, like, if they
on the beach is wild. Locked and loaded on the beach.
Locked on the beach. All I'm saying is, like, they implement a draft now. It's
bro, nigga.
I'm very concerned with.
I have to show you this. I have to show you this letter my boy just got in the Air Force. They literally just told the Air Force that they have to switch the way they talk because certain members are no longer finding it acceptable to speak in certain ways.
Like
as a grown ass man.
Like cursing at them or
like even in your private conversations, like you can't, like even in your private conversations, like you can't talk to each other.
Like shop talk.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, because we had when I was in there, we were in the mid and military intelligence. Like part of our battalion. We were that was our shop room. We had Novembers. We had Mikes. We had Sierras, and we had we had some other linguists. But so we had a conglomerate of intelligence sources in the room, and we had one female in there, and she reported like multiple incidents of us just talking about like regular shit. Like we would be talking of like just shooting the shit. And you know how you shoot the shit in the office. You don't have shit to do. We just in that bitch laid back, kicked up, talking about what the fuck ever, cleaning guns or just doing whatever the fuck, doing nothing really. Talking about women and this and that.
No, fuck this.
She's in the corner. We forgot her ass was in there. and we talking about like
jamming the bitch up.
shawty last night.
Yeah, no. This isn't even that, nigga. Like, I could even, like, I whatever.
No fucking way.
Nigga!
I would say that like 30 times a day, bro. No fucking way.
Ain't my fucking problem.
Or we had a dude that was gay in there, and I would say like this is back, in 2016. Everything's like, oh damn, that's gay. You know what I'm saying? Like back when it used to be like, oh, everything.
You got
gay as fuck, bro.
You got flagged every day.
No, he was so cool about it because he'd be like out of nowhere, he'd be like, what's so gay about it? And that shit would make me laugh, bro. I'm like, my bad, bro, my bad. He's like, nah, it's all good, bro. Like, okay. As long as you're cool, I'm cool. Yeah.
Nigga, read that list.
That's crazy.
Read that fucking list.
I'm not certain that's feasible.
You gotta be fucking
No fucking way. Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Tell someone who gives a fuck. Perhaps you should check with. No way, bro. Ask me if I give a fuck. Oh, what the fuck? Interesting behavior. Yo. That's hilarious. Fuck it. It won't work. Yo, there's a lot of fucking here. Who the fuck cares? Are you sure this is a problem? Eat ass. No way. Eat ass. Eat shit. Don't say. That's crazy. That's wild. Fuck it, I'm on salary.
Fuck it, I'm on salary is the best one, nigga. I can't tell you how many times I told the nigga that. Fuck it, I'm on salary anyway.
This fucking retard is probably like, I get that one because there's a lot of F in here. Yes, we should discuss this. I mean, I'm not surprised. This
nigga literally not giving. Listen, I do not
blow me. I see. How is that even fucking congruent? Blow yourself. Do you see, stupid ass? Kiss my ass. So you'd like me to help? Alright, some of these aren't actually like they're. Yeah.
No, because you know what you would tell somebody. You would tell somebody like if a nigga said, "Hey, can you help me with that?" Kiss my ass. I'm not helping with that. They're telling you instead, say, "Would you like me to help?" No, nigga, no, that's not what I'm telling you. Kiss my ass because I'm not helping. They want to product. Like, did you read the top of it? They want to promote.
I get it. Like I read it.
Nigga, I'm not going for none of that. I'd have looked at this paper and been like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Right in front of everybody. They'd have been like, "That
can't be fucking serious."
Which one of you fucking retards reported this? Like, nigga, yeah, I'm going in.
No, first off, standing there with that shit. Niggas dying. Niggas in that bitch.
Is there any questions? I got one. First sergeant.
Are you fucking serious?
Private DeFreitas, private first class DeFreitas. What's your fucking question? Ooh. This nigga said, fuck. What's the question, private?
How would you say that in a more professional way? Fuck. Like that's
nigga go look at you.
See, that's the Air Force though. That is definitely the Air Force because in the Army, they'll say that, but then they're like, all right, guys, let's clean it up a bit. You know, like be weary of who you're around and what you're saying.
Nigga, that's probably the same thing they do over there. Like,
nah, the Air Force. The Air Force, they're definitely like
they're going.
Niggas got a cup to the wall and they're listening like motherfuckers don't really care in the Army.
Nigga, yeah, not yet.
Certain capacities. Like if you're at a
not yet, nigga, but like they already started changing all the names of all the fucking forts now. Here's in there playing Left 4 Dead. Like they started changing all the names of the forts for the military.
What? From what? Like all the.
So like all the old names were considered to be racist or they were done by people who may have been suspected of like SA or anything like that. So they just like I know Fort Bragg was just changed. Let's see.
What?
I'll tell you in just a minute. I can't remember it because as soon as I heard that, I said there ain't no way I'm going back to them. Only people who ain't doing it were the Marine Corps. They were like, okay, we need y'all to change something. They were like, fuck you. All Army posts.
it's good that they're still standing on traditional values, though.
Yeah, they told them to go fuck themselves.
That's the one thing I like about the they're not about that bullshit. All that transgender and crazy shit. Yeah, that shit ain't going.
I mean, the Corps is slowly but surely having to bend the knee, but they're the only people like.
Yeah, they're definitely resistant about it, though.
Oh yeah, they're putting up a hell of a fight. Them niggas said, boy, if you want this one, you want to come get this. Which is why all the services should do, but you know, that ain't my call. I'll tell you all the forts that would change.
I ain't gonna lie, if I ever do go back, I'm going to the Air Force. Oh me.
Alright, so Fort Benning, Georgia was renamed to Fort Moore. Fort Bragg, yep, Fort Bragg was changed. I remember that one, to Fort Liberty.
Fort Moore.
Yeah, Fort Gordon in Georgia was changed to Fort Eisenhower in honor of President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Yeah, but why are they changing the names from because all of these forts were named after like legitimate generals and
because some of them were indicative. Some of them were indicatively racist or had charges levied.
It doesn't matter. Those people were like extremely influential in as far as terms of service, like, and then they were in a different time. Like you can't sit here and say like, oh well, he had different views. That nigga grew up in a different time where like motherfuckers was racist. Like I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like
yeah, but they don't like it. So like some of them were changed because you know some of them were named after famous generals from the Civil War. So Fort Lee.
Yeah, like yes, Fort Lee. Like come on.
Yeah, no longer a thing. Fort Lee is now Fort Gregg.
I don't agree with what he was fighting for, but
that nigga stood on business.
Oh God,
that nigga, hey yo, listen, y'all can say what y'all want to. Lee was holding the fuck out that river. That nigga was that nigga was talking about Lee like he was that man.
Artillery unit. That nigga had that shit going.
Hey yo, what's that? Send them bitches.
Yeah.
Doom, doom, doom.
It's I don't know, but it's like we're losing history in that regard.
Nigga, we are. Fort Rucker was named to.
Yeah, that's other.
Fort Rucker.
That's Kansas.
Alabama.
Ugh.
Fort Rucker was renamed to Fort Novosel.
Scotia.
No, Novosel. Novosel. That's fine. After Chief Warrant Officer for Michael J. Novosel Sr. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Now I gotta look this up because I need to know who the fuck this nigga is.
Never heard of that man.
Me either. And I did, and I was like,
well, we're probably pronouncing it wrong or something.
I don't think so. I just want to know who he is.
I've personally studied American history and specifically a lot of American war history.
He served inside the Korean War and World War II.
This is
He flew a B-29 Super Fortress bomber in World War II. He gave up his rank as lieutenant colonel in the Air Force Reserves and became chief warrant officer in the Army.
What mission was that?
He was given the Medal of Honor, the United States' highest military decoration.
You said a B-42?
Super Fortress in World War II. But he did get it. He got that was when he was in the Air Force. He left the Air Force and went to become a chief warrant officer in the Army during the Korean War. United States. He was awarded the United States Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor for the United States, the highest military decoration for his bravery in conducting a medical evacuation under fire in Vietnam. There was a lot of niggas that did that.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Like, okay, like
that nigga wasn't standing on. Like, listen,
I don't support. Thing would have been the B-42 bomber and
Super Fortress because that's
like,
gas.
One, like there was
first off, there was very few Super Fortress. Yeah, but the Super Fortress, especially, there was very few people who were flying them big.
That's what I'm saying. So, what mission? I'm curious as to like what, because like you don't just fly a B-42 bomber in a war for no reason. you have to have been part of a mission. Like, was it?
You was a part of a couple missions, nigga. You was
Yeah.
dropping loads up. The super bombers were the ones that did like the long dragon strafe runs. They're part of the reason that fucking Berlin. Yeah, Berlin got leveled, nigga.
Actually, the reinforcement task of the Blitzkrieg maneuver, but that wasn't aerial. I don't think that was aerial support that did that.
No.
So I can't. He was the Air Force, so I don't know.
Right,
but
all I'm saying is I know what Lee stood on. Listen,
down by the river.
Shut the fuck up. Bro, listen, all I'm saying is Fort Gordon got changed. Fort AP Hill in Virginia got renamed to Fort Walker.
Is that Fort Sill?
Fort AP Hill.
AP Hill.
Fort Hood in Texas got renamed. I know a lot of my niggas was mad about
I
that.
like that Fort Hood.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Now
We
it's
had
Fort.
Hood.
It's Fort Cavasso.
Of course, it's something stupid.
General Richard Cavasso.
But it's like that's the thing. Like I can't say that because it's like
It's the first Hispanic American to ever
Yeah, I'm sure it has some
be
actual.
a 4-star general. Again,
Wow.
it don't
First
translate.
Hispanic American general.
Yes,
That's 4-star general.
4-star general.
So,
I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna.
that's
I'm not gonna lie. Still don't beat Fort
Hood?
Hood. Still don't beat Fort Hood.
who's Hood? What was Hood? Who's Hood named after? General Hood. That's a dope ass name.
Yeah,
I don't. It'd have been I don't think it was a general.
I'll tell you in just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Fort Hood was named after John Bell Hood, a Confederate general during the American Civil War.
Yeah, and that's the biggest reason why I think they're doing it because like a lot of the names were after like Civil War leaders, and that was we're trying to forget that point in time, or we're trying to like overlook.
He also served in the fucking Korean and Vietnam Wars.
Really? How?
No, in Texas.
The Korean?
Oh no, my bad. That's why they changed it to Carlos.
What do you mean?
So it says here that who was General Richard E. Carlos? Because I looked up who was Hood.
Oh,
So it gave me who was. I was like, how the fuck did that nigga live that long?
Yeah, they cloned that nigga.
Like what the fuck?
They
Was he
froze
2
his
years old serving in a fucking war? Y'all had this nigga, bro. Actually, there is a nigga who's alive today who served in the First World War and the Second World War.
No way.
Yeah.
He'd be
Man alive who served
He'd
in
be
the First
110
and Second
or
World
something.
War.
He'd be like over 100 years old.
Man who served in the First and Second World War.
He'd be like 110 or 100 and couple years over 100 years old.
Oh, he's not alive anymore.
Yeah. How old was he when he passed?
103.
Yeah.
But
Shit.
the most famous one was a guy named Sir Adrian Carlton D. Bullitt.
That nigga was a warhound.
That nigga. It
That
says
nigga was in World War One, II, the Vietnamese War. Yeah,
nigga said we in conflict. Let's fucking
that
get
nigga was
it.
in the Cold War like that. He's like, I need it.
That nigga was fucking.
That'd be some shit though. But I mean, I get it though. Like at the end of the day, like they wanna erase the negative connotations of history, but you just lose. With that, you lose like traditional value and history of the nation. Like we get all that shit happened. It was bad, but like it happened. Like it's learning points of history. I also think like a lot of the early generals and whatnot, they did that same thing with a lot of the earlier military members that were like in the expansion west and like that were a lot of like heinous acts against Indians and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
nigga, Native Americans, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
them.
Native
Nigga, so I just got one thing to say. That nigga was a warhound. I had to look the nigga up. The nigga was a warhound. The nigga served in the First World War, the Boer War, The Second World War, he was shot in the face, head, stomach, ankle, leg, hip, ear, and was blind in his left eye. Survived two plane crashes, tunneled out of a prison of war camp, tore off his own fingers when a doctor declined to amputate them just so he could return to service. And when they asked him why he did all this for his country, he said, frankly, I had enjoyed the war.
Hey, I mean,
That nigga wild.
Yeah, that nigga, the war dog, right? Get to him. As long as he's not doing no heinous acts and like committing SA on people and shooting friendlies in the back, like.
Nigga, what do you mean? This nigga, okay, so he
Look,
participated.
that-
Wait. This nigga participated in the Boer War, the Second Boer War, the First World War, the Suleiman Campaign, the Battle of Samin, the Battle of Passadene, the Battle of Cambrai, the Battle of Arras, the Polish-Soviet War, the Polish-Ukraine War, the Polish-Lithuania War, the Second World War, the invasion of Poland, Norway Campaign, and the Second Sion in Japan. This nigga was never not deployed.
Y'all sending me home for what?
This nigga had every medal you could think of. Look at this nigga's medal list. This nigga's jacket was decorated. What's up, Osmo? New room? Yeah, bro. We actually upgraded this a new spot, new digs. We got about 15 minutes left. How you been, my boy? New house, new everything, boy. Just wait. New lighting coming soon. New everything. It's about to be up.
Oh, British Army.
He was a British Army officer. Hey, yo, niggas be talking shit, but that nigga was on one.
I was like, why is he so? Why are all of his accolades attributed to like?
And new Febrezes. Actually, we have new Febrezes coming soon. I ain't gonna lie, Osmo. Yeah, we'll have new Febrezes coming soon, my nigga.
That's that nigga. That's funny.
I fucking love Osmo. What you been up to, my boy? How's life going?
Damn.
What?
No, it's combination.
That nigga was he was him. When niggas say they was him, that's who they want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, we looking for a Modelo sponsor, by the way.
Yeah, that's all we looking for.
I had about 6 of these hoes, so I cleared a 6-pack Dolo.
That's a good one.
So if y'all really rocking with us, we rocking with you.
So how he was able to do that is he signed up for the military. I guess he lied. He signed up for the military at the age of 12 on his paperwork.
Like, how do you?
Because back then, you know,
How do
they
you
were just
not see that nigga?
Is that a kind of beer? It is. Nigga, because there's some
nigga,
niggas
you're
that
5 foot.
no, there's some people who are tall as fuck at 12, and there's some people who just stopped growing. You're talking about in England.
Right, even if he was like tall for a 12-year-old, he'd be like 5'2". He'd look like a child.
I would say that's a lie because my nephew was over 5. My nephew was almost 5'6".
Back then, on average, is what I'm saying. Like people weren't.
Yeah, but people weren't as tall as they were now. He probably looked like a grown ass man at 12. That nigga had been working his whole life. He worked on a farm before he joined the military.
Yeah, but he'd have to be But what I'm saying is, he'd have to be a genetic freak because he'd have to be tall for. Really
Nigga, the fact that he got shot in the eye, stomach, hip, ankle, legs, amputated his own finger. Are we sure he wasn't a genetic freak? Like,
nah, he was just fucked up here. But like,
nah, nigga, that nigga had the perfect combo. God gave him the mind and the body to accomplish the impossible. That nigga tunneled out of a prison of war camp. Yeah, blind in one eye. Nigga. And then we're not talking about like the prison of war camps now where they throw you in a cell. This nigga was probably out there in the dungaree do shits, nigga, with nothing but a spoon. It was like,
but at what time was he a prisoner of war? Like, was he a German prisoner of war? Because if he was, they didn't. There's no way he got away. Like, he was a German prisoner of war. He had to be like a prisoner of war in like maybe like they said he was in the Polish War, maybe something like that. That's insane though. The fact that he escaped. He escaped. Like, he got away.
yeah.
Damn.
He was a prisoner of war in Germany.
Holy shit. Them prisons were.
And he dug out that bitch.
Them prisons were like, think about the concentration camps. Like the prisons were worse.
So strange how this fucking big couch is destroying any room's aesthetic. It's so strange. Oh, you don't like the couch, dude?
The aesthetic. What do you mean the aesthetic?
Yeah, he's saying it just doesn't look good. You want me to get a new couch, Osmo? I need a donation. He has donated before. So.
I mean, you probably can't see the whole room, but like, nah, this shit copacetic, bro.
Oh no, he says I do. Fucking couch is destroying any room's aesthetic. No, I do like it. He says he does like it. Oh, so why is it destroying the aesthetic? Oh, I forgot. This isn't his first language. Or you just like the fact that it stands out. He's saying that it stands out no matter what.
Maybe destroying in a positive way. Like,
it's bringing it together. You know what? You could be right. I could be fucking wrong.
You know, I don't know. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, bro. It's glad to see that you're back. How's life going for you though?
If you know the niggas, hey,
he was a prisoner. He was prisoner of war actually in Italy under German captivity.
They hung them niggas upside down and beat them.
The couch is so nice because it's so huge. It's too huge for any room. Oh, that's what he's saying. He's saying just the fact that it makes every room look small.
We got room to hit bitches all over. We got different positions.
This nigga's hoping to get one on this bitch shortly. Shut the fuck up, man!
Look at this, look. See? Boom. Put it right here, like this. Boom. Just like this. Crash.
Our stream is wild, man.
Our stream.
Degeneracy.
Yeah, that's you know, you rocking.
Shut the fuck up! Nigga, for a quick 2 mil though?
No, I'm not getting 2 mil. She's gonna get 2 mil.
No, it's on our stream. We definitely get 2 mil.
Off, though. She's gonna have to break it off. I would want at least 100,000.
2 beers, no chicks in the room, and he's going wild.
Come on, bro.
That nigga got two beers, no bitches in the room, and he going wild.
Crazy,
yeah,
bro.
Osmo, that nigga don't know how to act. That's why you can't take that.
Imagine if there was bitches in here.
One of them bitches would have. She would have been like, "Can you do that to me?" Matt would have disappeared.
I'll put her in that cup holder.
Shut the fuck up.
I'd be like, yeah, bitch, get in there.
Okay, he said, okay, I can imagine.
Why you imagine that? That's wild, bro. That's wild.
Cause you just promoted Degeneracy, nigga.
You out here imagining me jamming up
2, 3, 4.
5 bitches. I'm just thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 different chicks. That could be, 5 different positions.
Depends on what their sizes are too. 2 people can see it in each one of those.
5
chicks.
different colors.
Huh?
5 different colors, ethnicities.
Oh my God, Asian,
white, black, Hispanic,
Samoan,
some other shit, some mixed shit.
Samoan, some Pacific,
This nigga want a Pacific Islander,
Pacific Islander,
Native American,
Polynesian boy. What a twist! WW2 is from World War II to bitches. Absolutely, that's how quick it happens, bro. Niggas' minds be running. But you know what it probably was like to come back from a war like that and know that you was just about to tear your wife down, nigga.
If she was if she was still your wife,
nigga, no, because there was no niggas here. There was nobody to take her.
It was the niggas.
Very few, nigga.
The draft dodging niggas, and then the niggas that were like not able to join.
Yeah, but women back there had higher standards too. They was like,
no, they didn't. Yes, like this nigga's never coming back. I guess I'll settle with the skinny ass.
Nigga, yeah, if they got that letter, but most of them bitches was actually sitting there front. Oh, he's gonna make it back to me. Yeah, boy, you had some of them bitches. And then like most of them bitches was looking at niggas that was dodging the draft like, you bitch, nigga, if you don't get away from me,
Nah, cause some niggas were lying to them. Like, yeah, no, I got back early from the. Oh, okay, yeah, where are you at?
Hey, yo, yeah, we'll be live next time. We're actually about to end it here. We got about 7 minutes left. It was great to see you, Osmo. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night and hope to see you next week, bro. Come back. Come join us. Panda Express?
Yeah, I'm hungry as fuck, I'm not gonna lie.
Nigga, Panda Express, though.
The only thing that's probably open, bro. That's not.
It's 8 o'clock.
That's not fast food. It's Sunday.
Chipotle.
Bro. It's closed.
It's not closed.
Yeah, I had Chipotle yesterday.
That's crazy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that shit was boom. After I worked out,
You wanna know?
protein shake.
You wanna know what sounds fire as fuck though?
Smash that shit. I need.
Kisses. Oh stop. Panda Express. Do they have orange chicken? They absolutely do, and it's not good. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's alright, but it's
Shut the
it's
fuck
not
up,
bad.
liar.
It's not what I don't get it. It's not what I get. I don't get the orange chicken.
What do you get?
I get the steak and the walnut shrimp.
This nigga be eating sea bugs. Nigga be eating sea bugs.
Hell yeah, bro. Seafood is fire.
I try to get it anywhere here in Germany. It's not. I try to get it anywhere here in Germany. Orange chicken at other places is gas. Orange chicken at Panda specifically is just all the meat at Panda is just not the
Do
best.
they have Asian food like in Germany? Like
Yes.
do they have like Asian restaurants and
Yes.
shit like that? I just don't. I don't know. So like,
Yes.
because when I was there, just I didn't see any like
Yeah.
China Walk or any fucking like Chinese restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't see anything like that. So I don't know. Curious.
Nigga said he tries to get it all the time.
From where though? Like, is there?
Yeah, we do. Everywhere. Orange chicken is a U.S. invention. Yeah, orange chicken was started here. Yes, it was.
You think so?
Yeah, like they
Maybe like it blew up.
no. Like the first restaurant to serve it was here, and it was because they didn't have the ingredients to make what they wanted to make, so they had to come up with something else that was kind of the same, and then they like.
They've reinvented a lot of the cuisine to accommodate for an American palate.
Well, no.
But
They
it's
just.
based off of Asian like cuisine.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, but orange chicken is deep fried chicken.
General Tso,
It's deep fried
they
chicken.
had deep fried chicken, bro.
They weren't deep fried chicken like
They
that.
weren't deep fried chicken.
Like that.
They had to be.
No, they weren't.
They
They
were
just
greasy.
figured out. They figured out what their demographic was when they first got over here. The niggas was keeping them in business. Why? Because niggas was like,
We need that fried chicken.
yo, do me a favor, take that chicken, deep fry it, then put that sauce on
But
it.
they fried chicken though.
Yeah, they were fried, but they weren't deep fried. Like you gotta deep fry that shit. Put that bread on there and then give that bitch to me. Nigga, bourbon.
That shit extra crispy.
It's like a doner kebab. It was invented in Germany by Turkish immigrants.
What?
One of the kebabs there in Germany. 1 second. Yes, sir. What's up? I'm doing all right. What's on?
That's pretty interesting, honestly. I don't know because like I'm kind of ignorant to what different types of cuisines different countries have. So
Wow.
I'm just curious, actually, at this point now.
You clear with my mother. Want some? Tell my mother.
Because I know they have like they have like I'm sure they have like a McDonald's and American restaurants over there in Germany, right? Like franchise
Call my mom and
restaurants.
be like, look, Melissa, I want one.
Just curious as to like I'm
I'm
curious as to like what kind and how many actually. I'm gonna look that up. That's actually
Alright. Alright, bye. Oh, what do you say? I'm sorry. I just love that. I just think that that's part of the best part about us being able to travel as far as we do now, because now like people are inventing shit from all across the world, and shit's just becoming like more and more popular. Like you'll go somewhere, you'll be like, well, fuck, I can't make this, but I can make this, which is like a substitute, and then that shit be gas.
yeah, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying?
Like, if it wasn't for the fact that they serve Chinese food here, we would never have sweet chili. But yeah, orange chicken is U.S. thing. So strange. I was looking for recipes, and there I read about the U.S. came up with it. Oh shit! The Asian restaurants just make it better, nigga. That's all it is. I don't know what they MSG. Uncle Roger says MSG. What? Hey, what you looking up?
Bro, I'm looking at all like the American franchises that are in Germany. It's more than you think. Like
No, nigga, I told you there's a
Smoothie
lot.
King,
Yeah.
Cinnabon, Edible Arrangements, Circle K. Nigga, they got
Yeah.
Circle K in
You didn't know
Germany. No, nigga.
I forgot. I was over there for a minute. MSG is life for Uncle Roger. Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Baskin and Robbins.
Baskin and Robbins.
Yeah.
I think he said, "Well, we're going to Japan. You ready? We're going about June, July."
They got Wingstop.
You heard me?
Stop playing. already.
You heard me?
What's up?
We're going to Japan about June, July, maybe August at the latest. Mira's gonna finish booking soon.
I mean,
It's either there or the Philippines. We just gotta wait for Chino's final vote. Either way, I'm going.
Philippines or Japan?
Yeah, or Taiwan or Japan. Although Taiwan looks like it's about to be into conflict. They keep fucking around.
That's why that shit might be cheap. They got a lot of shit over there in Germany.
All right, love you too, Almo. Take it easy, my G. All right, we're about to go ahead and end stream. All right, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It's been Marcus and Matt. This has been Live Culture. Hope you have a wonderful night.
Yeah. They got Popeyes over there, big.
Duh, nigga, they like niggas over there.
Actually, I might go to Popeyes.
Where? Right now?